We are delighted that you stayed all day till now. We are happy we are here and heard so many expertise, so many things that we learned. I learned personally, and I'm delighted to hear and learn from you, as I said. And we're gonna introduce Refugee Educational Support Program, give you an overview of Refugee Educational Support Program within Los Angeles Unified School District. So we will be presenting and giving you an overview about this specific program. The topics today we're gonna present is gonna, we will be covering these topics. Within the time given to us, we gonna let you know how we serve Afghani and Ukrainian refugee students, how we serving them, and how we contribute to inclusive education as a whole, and being part of their academic success to shrink the achievement gap. And as you know, we cannot be part of this success if we do not know about the challenges they are facing and we are facing. And we cannot share any strategy with you without learning about their challenges, right? Today, during the different sessions, I learned that some of the sessions were really talking about the challenges this community facing. Like the current educational challenges faced by Afghani and Ukrainian refugees, such as communication, language barrier, trauma, displacement, coming from war-torn countries and adjusting to the new educational system, cultural differences, lack of access to technology, and lack of resources for basic needs, and so many other things that we might not be aware of. So today we're going to talk about some of the challenges and how we try to overcome those challenges or helping this family to overcome those challenges. We also tell you, we're gonna let you know how we identify those students and how we recruit them. Then we're gonna talk about the services, because services are very important. Those services are those that we teach families how to get to the community resources. And then we're gonna let you know about the how we leverage partnership externally and internally. Let me tell you something very important. If it wasn't because of ERSI and RC, we wouldn't be here. So I am so thankful, and our team are so thankful for that. And we are very happy that we can serve this community by, if RC and ERSI were not there, I cannot emphasize how important it is for us, this matter. Because we want to build an inclusive, supportive environment when every refugee child and their family can thrive, close the achievement gap, and integrate confidently into their new community. So it's not only about when you get a grant, you want to make sure that this goes to a best place and this student can get and being served the way they must. And then our mission is to provide comprehensive programs and serve them and to promote academic, emotional, and social well-being of this student and their families. So how we do that, we have some strategies. I let Stephanie talk about it, just to let you know that Stephanie is administrating this program, Refugee Educational Support Program within LAUSD. We are fairly new, but we really did a great job. And she knows how to get work out of us. So just you learn from Stephanie about the strategies.
Thank you, Soraya. Again, my name is Stephanie Vasquez. I am an administrator for Los Angeles Unified School District. I've actually worked for Los Angeles Unified School District for about 25 years now. This would be my third year as an administrator. I started off as an administrator for wellness programs within LA Unified School District. And let me tell you, LA Unified is large. I'm still learning about the different resources and programs within LA Unified. But I want to start off by a plan that our superintendent has, and his plan is to make sure that every single student is ready for the world, meaning that every student is successful academically, socially, and personally as well. So this is my baby. This is my baby. This is my baby. So it's a focused data system. And trying to navigate through the second largest school district in the nation has been a challenge because we are a tiny, small, but mighty team. There's 4 of us within the Refugee Educational Support Program. And this is a data system that we use. This is a comprehensive data system that Los Angeles Unified uses to identify students when they newly enroll into the school system. It's also a system that tracks test scores. It's the student's birth country. So we're able to identify if a newcomer is enrolled specifically from Afghanistan or the Ukraine. And this is a tool that's so needed because it's such a large district that with 4 staff, we're just not able to go to every single school. So Los Angeles Unified School District has about 415,000 students enrolled. 415,000 students, okay? So for this school year, it actually has about 1,543 schools and centers. In addition to that, Los Angeles Unified School District has 710 square miles. So this is Region North, Region West, Region East, and Region South. Okay, so this is where my baby, Focus, came in to support us. And so what we were able to do once we got the grant and we began July 1st, what we did was we pulled new student enrollment by country for school year. And for the months of August and September, we were able to identify that 7 newcomers from Afghanistan were enrolled into LA Unified School Districts. However, just a friendly reminder, LA Unified is 710 square miles. It's a large school district. So north, one family could be at a school site here and another there. So just being able to strategically plan how we're going to reach out to every single newcomer within that specific region. So for school year 23-24, there were a total of 58 newcomers, and this is for the 23-24 school year, 58 newcomers from Afghanistan and 133 from the Ukraine. So for for the 23-24 school year, there were a total, this is with the Refugee Educational Support Program, this is through the RSI grant. I see our CDSS partners here. Hello, thank you. We were able to qualify, I believe, 45 from Afghanistan and 23. This is actually, I'm sorry, let me go back. That was for 23-24. So this is actually ensuring that we have Homeland Security documentation, building relationships and rapport with the families, that we had 14 from Afghanistan and 10 from Ukraine. Now, since we received the RC and ERC grant beginning July 1st through October 21st, I want to say that's about 2 or 3 months, we have successfully qualified 45 families from Afghanistan and 23 from the Ukraine. And this is because we now have one-on-one individual support from our dedicated navigators, student and family resources navigators, that are able to reach out to the region north and relying on our tool, which is Focus, to help us identify when a newcomer from Afghanistan and the Ukraine is enrolled into the district. And this is a tool, again, I go back to Focus as my baby, because this is how we are able to identify when our newcomers have arrived and enrolled. So this is additional data. So right here, it shows that we have 45 families from Afghanistan that have been qualified in Region North. And then for our URSI, which is our Ukraine families, we've had 8. But if you see right here for URSI, we've qualified 14, which would fall under the pink section, which is in the west. So meaning that a lot of our families from Afghanistan are residing within the valley, San Fernando Valley, Pacoima. This is the area. And for West, we have a lot of our families that are residing towards a Hollywood area. Okay. So identification and recruitment, I'm going to hand it over to to Eileen.
Good afternoon, everybody. I will be talking about our identification and recruitment. So this is a questionnaire that we created. It is a part of every enrollment package and every school. However, and it's hard copy. We have it in English and Spanish. When a student is new to the school, new enrollee, or even current, they fill this out, turn it into the school. They submit it, and they return it back to me where I receive it. So what we do with that questionnaire is I review it, and we have a data system in LAUSD called MySys, where I can enter the name of the school or the student and see what country they are from. That's how I determine if they will be checked, and then we call to follow up for documentation and to see if they qualify for our program. So I wanted to provide this visual. In the 3 months that we have been in school, from August 12th until now, I have received 5,000 questionnaires, a little over 5,000. In August, I broke it down into weeks. You could see the blue is the questionnaires received, and the orange, those are questionnaires that are left blank, that are students who are born in the USA, or questionnaires that are incomplete that I just can't find in our MySys system. This is our website, our Refugee Educational Support website that's been created, along with different links that we have regarding ORR eligibility and our questionnaires online. This can be filled out by anybody. It could be a teacher, a PSA, a PSW. It could be an admin person. They go online, they fill this out, same questions as our hard copy paper. And this is also, as you can see, in different languages. And we are currently working on adding additional languages onto this. Once a parent or teacher, staff member fills this out, it gets sent to an electronic Excel sheet that I get notified that I add onto our daily questionnaires that I receive. This is our eligibility certificate that we also created. Once we verify that a student qualifies for either RC or URSI or RSI, we have the documentation that we have, their immigration documentation, the questionnaires. We fill this out with the student information. We keep it in a folder, and because it is personal and private information, it is locked in a secure cabinet that only I have a key to. And when we do our presentations and community outreach, as my coworkers have mentioned, we are a large district and we are small. So that because there's only 4 of us, we have to be strategic with how we do our presentations. When we do them, we talk about promoting awareness, dispelling misconceptions, we network, we collaborate with staff, and maintain relationships. Especially with this population with refugee, we want to make sure that parents are aware of what our program is, what services are available, and what benefits the students can get. We also created, another coworker, Alvaro, he created this parent meeting form. This is also paper and electronic. So again, staff member, it could be a parent rep, a community rep. They fill this out. name of the school. And what we do with these as well is, again, because we're such a large district, we have to check and see. We may have 20 students of ERSI in one school. We may have 7 students of RC. So we want to gear more towards those schools. If we can't make it to the schools, then we try our best to provide the information in any way that we can. So again, as far as trends, many of our, the majority that have qualified are in our Region North. And one of the barriers that, it's a language barrier that prevents families from completing the forms. Again, as many of you talked about, the technology issue of going online, navigating a website, navigating a computer or on the phone. And also, many times, as I heard as well, we call families and we ask for, these are the qualifications, we need your immigration documents. They're not gonna just, willy-nilly give it to us over the phone or say, sure, let me send you something that important. So that's also been a barrier for us. And then families, yes, seeking motivation. So I'll take it back to Stephanie.
So something that Eileen mentioned earlier is that we have another data system called MISIS. And unfortunately with MISIS, we're not allowed to tag just to protect the confidentiality of our families. General Counsel has advised us that we're not allowed to tag if a student is identified as refugee. So say, for example, if it was another specialized population like foster or migrant or homeless, that can be tagged in MISIS. So it's very easy to pull data and provide it to any specific region that's, to have ready available. But in this case, we're not able to tag anything, so we have to create our own systems on how to maintain and track data. So what we do is we have something internally, and what we do is we identify any student identified as refugee, and we have our data breaking up by country. And as if you can see here, 58% right now are qualified as from Afghanistan and 30% from the Ukraine. In addition to that, we also tracked what region so that we're able to provide updates to our directors and superintendents of where students are located. In addition to that, we keep track and data regarding the different languages that our students speak. Since, again, we keep repeating that the district is so large, because it is, we had to come up with tools so that we could provide and share resources with school personnel district-wide. And that being said, we use Schoology. We have our Schoology Refugee Educational Support Program. There, any type of information that we receive from any resources that we receive from PHI, or if we received any resources from CDSS, or any type of resources that we feel will benefit our students, we provide that in our Schoology page, and this goes out to our members that participate in our groups. Something that we want to do is empower school personnel, because we're not always there with them. So we want to be able to provide school personnel with the tools so that they could support our newcomers as needed. We're very fortunate to be part of a district that has a ton of resources, ton of support services, but it's also very easy, because it's such a large district, to fall between the cracks. It's easy to get lost in the district because it's so large. And sometimes a lot of our families feel isolated. And even though we have a ton of resources, a lot of families don't know that those resources are available to them. So then that's our job, that's our role, to ensure that we help our newcomers navigate through those systems, but also empower school personnel so that they could do the same when we're not around. So we're building our village. So let me continue. This is our Schoology page. And then I'm going to hand it over to Soraya for services.
So, speaking of services, for us is not about a cut and dry stuff, because we believe in like tailored services, and we believe in paying attention to every single family and every single student. So that one-on-one with those family or with the family we like directly, we don't work with the student, of course, but we directly seeing the families are important. As such, there are plenty of like communities involved. I go to school. I'm in charge with the North. As you saw, the Afghanian mostly are in the North. So I know the culture, I know the language. So it's very important for me to pay attention to those families, to let them know that they are included. So inclusivity is very important for us to like expedite belonging. We don't want them to feel that they are not part of school, or they're not engaged, or they're not part of the system. They are not at this point, they might not be, but we want them to know that they're gonna be. So how it's happening? By giving the services to the families. Okay, giving the services to the families. But we, as Stephanie said, we are a small group. We cannot do all the services such as mental health, physical health, navigating the system, or college or career and stuff, but we have resources for that. Within LAUSD, we have like wellness program, Healthy Start, that we do the case, we transfer the case management to those navigators. We get help from them, so each family is assigned to a navigator, so we must make sure that the services is done. If they need something, if they need some basic needs, if they need some like Saturday school, if they need some stuff, they must get those. And as you see, these are the tailored academic program that it's our program offer. It's Saturday school, summer school, extended day, virtual learning, which we started it. We just launched it, and it's amazing because it's never been there. And now we were able to do that. And as other programs for kids that we'll continue to support those families with these services. So these are like, as I said, without those grants, we couldn't do that because LAUSD is second largest unified school district around the nation, and it's really hard to get a signature for every single services we want to do, and we are so proud that we started it, we're doing it, and we continue doing those services. As you see, some of the think that this is our flyer, newly like the updated one, as our services are there. So we try every single school receive them and have them in the front of their like board, so everybody knows about the program. We don't want anybody to left behind. Even when I go to schools, if I see a new family, I ask I ask the coordinator or SAA, is this family new? And then I meet with them in person. And this is our ESL class. This is amazing because it took a lot of like time and energy to hire a teacher to tell one by one. Imagine these families, 90% of them, they don't have computer. They don't have Wi-Fi. They don't know how to go behind and like type their name and information and stuff. So how it's happening, we meet with them. I meet with them, I sit with them, and I tell school if they have a staff to sit and help them to answer the questions, because requirement to be entered to the class, all of them has a star, you know, if you're all familiar with surveys, with the questionnaire, they must finish all the question, then they can submit it. And then when they get a Zoom link, they should have email, right? If they don't have it, how is possible? So we should be there for them. I'm explaining those details so you know that every single of them are matter for us, and they are not only numbers. So another tool that we use to help and support the families, as I pointed in like some time back, in 3 minutes ago, is Healthy Start program. Healthy Start program is a program that within LAUSD has been established, is under wellness program, Department of Health and Human Services. We have more than 200 navigators. It's not part of our department, but they are a wonderful tool for us so navigators that can help them. Doesn't matter if the family are in their school or not. Many of the navigators serve in 2-3 schools, but we have a system called Veligent. Veligent is a cloud-based, so the cloud-based system that only with your code that you've been assigned, it's not to public. The information are there. We email them. We tell them through that cloud system, we tell them that this family needs help with the following areas: housing issue, basic needs, backpack, clothing, and stuff like that, or diaper, or anything. Or they need football class for their student, for their children. Or they need to know a job. Job is very important for them because they know in order to integrate to the new society, one of the things that makes them successful is job. So in many cases, when I meet with them, right away, men always ask, and women lately, they ask if there is possibility. And luckily, one of them found job last week. She came to me, and I'm very, very happy about that. So this is one of our tools that we use, and we let them know. And then they case manage it. Case management, you know, it's not one single event. It's not like, okay, here, Eileen, I give this to you. I should know how she received it. Is the number correct she used it? Later, is it broken or not? If for a long time she can use it or not. This is just simple example. Like the job is the same, right? We should know if we provide a number or a place that they need job, we call that place, or navigators should call that place. Do you need somebody new? The person doesn't know language or stuff like that. So case managing, ongoing case management. So, and then they have a system, they have a supervisor, they have a coordinator, they have an administrator that they support them or they get support from us. Yeah, and yes, we have, do you want to talk about it? So go ahead.
Thank you, Soraya. So regarding our internal partners, again, the district has so many different resources and services. So our goal is to identify all the different partners within Los Angeles Unified School District. In addition to that, when we have outside partners coming in, we have to make sure that we follow the LAUSD vetting process, ensuring that every provider has we have a memo of understanding with those providers. But these are just some of our LAUSD partners. We have Division of Medical Services, School Mental Health, Wellness Programs, Pupil Services, Student Support Programs, Homeless Education, and so many more programs. And so something what we did, and Soraya mentioned in the previous slide, was we created a partnership with wellness programs. I was an administrator with wellness programs, and I supporting Region East. And so what we did was they have case managers, student and family resources navigators. So what we did was we decided that we would be, our refugee team would be the lead navigators, and any student that would need case management support, we would refer using Welligent directly to the navigator that's at the school site so that they could provide that one-on-one case management support. And we're able to track everything through Welligent. So if a school-based navigator linked a family to resources and services, then we're able just to go into Welligent, look at their notes, and identify what the services are that were provided to that family. And so like Soraya said, there are about 200 plus student family resources navigators, so the partnership worked out for all of us, and vice versa. They're able to refer, if they identify a newcomer that may qualify for the refugee program, they're able to refer to us directly too. And they could refer to us either through Welligent or just contacting us through email. So these are our external partners. Under wellness programs, we have organization facilitators, and an organization facilitator is assigned to a specific region, and what we've done is we've mapped out our external partners. These are external partners that have an MOU with Los Angeles Unified School District, and what we did was we put all of our external partners on a wellness program resource guide. So everyone on our team has this guide, and we know which are the different partners that we should be collaborating with based on the MOU. So this has also been a new tool, and something that's definitely needed is our on-demand translation services. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Hannah, but I definitely recommend this service just because it's available 24 hours. So it is costly. It is a costly service, but it's so worth it. And so what you do is you'd contact the operator, you let them know what translation services is needed, and it's available 24 hours. So at any time, we could call all languages, and this has helped us with qualifying our families for the program. It's been a wonderful tool. And so I don't know how we are with time, but that said, I know it's a lot of information, and I thank you all for your time. We brought you some goodies. These are some of our outreach materials that we provide to our students and their families when we're at tabling events or outreach events. But we also like to provide our contact information in the event that you need to collaborate or just get in contact with us. Here's our contact information. But I believe Soraya has...
Because when I was explaining an overview, I didn't I didn't ask you to pay attention to this picture because I think it's very important to take a look at this for a second. We left it for last so you can see, you tell me, what do you think, what do you see? So in 1 second, in 10 seconds, you think that this is just a group photo, right? There are actually behind every single photo you see in this album here. If you get a chance to take a look at it, we printed some of them, not all the pictures that we had in different events. There are some stories, but this is very, very interesting because it highlights some of our services, like partnership. We created a partnership with Family Focus Center in CSUN, which is for a fair, like a special education fair and stuff. And we're the largest in the valley with 70 booths and 75 vendors. They come there every year. So forget about the background and stuff. And then if you see the families, they were hesitated to take a picture without sunglasses. By the way, we have media waiver for every single body in our album because LAU is most restricted organization and institution that I know in this country. We're very careful about those. We want to make sure both husband and wife, because husbands are very important. This is a male-dominant society. We understand that, we respect that. We don't want to break their family rule. We don't want any issue, any problem. So we must get the signature, right? For some of them, it's okay. They say it's okay. They are even, one of them, I told her, the one that in the second in close to me, I told her to become part of the board for one of the school, to be engaged, and she was happy, and now she is learning the language better, so she's engaged. And the rest of them, they said, can I have sunglasses so it doesn't show me very well? I said, yes, of course, and if you don't want it at any point, of course. And so how they came there, you think? They didn't just show up. We meet with them in school, one by one. We recruit them. We ask them for their documentation. We created trust. And they got the services for their kids. We took the basic needs for their children. And when they wanted to come to the place, it was very far from their house. They got the buses, and I went to the bus station to get them to walk together to the place that it was a fair. So behind these, there are plenty of story for us that highlights how we really dedicated and we want to provide the services. It's very close to my heart. I was a refugee in some point of my life, and then that's why it's very important for me. Services are very important for me, for everybody. But I think no refugee kids should left behind, because I was in different camps around the world, and I know how a generation lose their education just because of the war. And I want the children of the war-torn country, they really receive the services, and then That's how we do the services. And I hope that we could highlight how it's evident in our face and in our job that how we provide the services. Thank you so much for your attention.
I don't know if we have time for questions, or how are we doing with time? 2 minutes, yes.
So most of your stuff is online. Is your website mobile friendly? Because a lot of refugee families do not have computers, so they have phone. So is your website going to be mobile friendly in the future, or is it going to be?
So that's a very great question. I didn't know that it wasn't mobile friendly, but that's something that we'll definitely look into. And I will check with our ITD person to make sure that we're able to make it mobile friendly. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Any other questions? Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing. I was wondering a little bit about the program eligibility for some of the events, particularly for parent outreach. You had a great slide before about ESL classes, about who's eligible for public benefits. And I'm wondering, are you only able to have official refugee families attend those, or can the broader newcomer community attend those as well? And how do you think about documenting that and making that available?
So great question. So first and foremost, those flyers are mailed out to all our families that are in the refugee program. However, for the ESL classes, it's specifically for our refugee families online. And we first ask that they register, and that's where Soraya has been so great with helping families register. She'll go to the school site, also reach out to school personnel. But as far as public benefits, each and every one of the student family resources navigators within LA Unified are certified enrollment counselors. That includes myself, Eileen, and Soraya. So we're up to date as far as the benefits. We attend a variety of trainings. So for the health insurance enrollment events, those are promoted district-wide to all families and our newcomers. So as I mentioned earlier, the district has a ton of resources, and I should have added that slide, but we have newcomer coaches at specific school sites, and we have newcomer centers. And we also have clinics that are available for newcomers to help with the immunization process, enrollment process. And so we have a one-stop shop clinics throughout the different regions. But there are specific programs that are based on the refugee program that are only for our students that have showed. And it's a way of us trying to build that community for them, and it's giving that personalized attention. So if we open it up to everyone, some of the, like the ESL online, it would just be we have ESL classes at variety adult schools for that. So this, we just want to provide it to our refugee students and their families. I hope I answered your question. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
Resources, is this all funded through partially rate other funding sources such as Title III or?
So specifically for the Refugee Educational Support Funding, we have 3 grants. It's our RSI grant, Refugee School Impact Grant, and then we have our ERC grant and our RC grant. And those 3 grants, each grant covers one administrator position and a navigator per grant. So with that being said, there are additional Title III funds, but the district is so large that there's a unit in a department specifically for that at the school sites. So it's very different than the smaller school districts, because these are mandates that need to be applied. And so therefore, for specifically the refugee program, no, but there are within the district.